Oh, welcome to the Cafe Nightly Show. I am your host, the Goldsmith. It is the 8th of July, 2024. Oh, and actually, we're coming on the backside of July 4th. And with that, we get into this post. Ooh, lots of light going on in the background. We get into this post July 4th week. We get into this week after everyone comes back from vacation and stuff actually happens, which is kind of exciting. So we had some things to investigate, some things to look at. Upland has some announcements. Upland has some sales coming out because, we're back. We're back, so Upland has to get some sales in there. We'll go over the sales. There are a couple. We'll go over some of the excitement around maybe. Hey, good to see you, Scory. Some of the excitement maybe about revamping or continuing to add new features to city releases, and a couple reminders as well that aren't big announcements, definitely worth noticing. Number one is tomorrow is the last day. So today into tomorrow to get in and burn for our potions. Ooh, the internet is running slow. Let me get that fixed. To burn for potions. So the totem potions obviously expiring tomorrow, or at least the burn period, the window, the time to get in and have burn is going to expire as of tomorrow. So it is something to get in and take advantage of if you haven't yet, and if that's something you're trying to do so. And then secondly, obviously we do have a season that's about to expire, or the seasons for earnings for gamified earnings are getting very, very close to the end here. So do want to get people to keep their eyes out on that and make sure they're getting where they need to be. So we'll reminder of gamified earnings that we are headed towards the very, very end of gamified earnings for our Genesis season. We'll go over those. We'll go over the new announcements, and otherwise we will celebrate we're back from the doldrums of a holiday week, and to kick things off, obviously all views and opinions expressed by myself, they're mine and mine alone, should not be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They don't represent the game or the team of Upland. Any guests or contributors who we do have on have their own opinions. They are welcome to them. They shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They don't represent the game or the team of Upland, and of course they don't represent myself, the Goldsmith of the Cafe Nightly Show. So with that, let's take a look at some of the beginning bits and pieces here that make today a day filled with announcements. Let's look at the real announcements, and then we can circle back with the little fun ones along the way, like Miles asking you to reach out to Miles directly to tell him a little bit more about what your thoughts are on city openings and what you want to see and what you like about city openings. But first, we got to start with a sale. We're back with a bang. We're back from a slow week of most of the U.S. staff being out for the week. We come back with a couple sales, and let's take a look at the first one to get into the second. And I've got some thoughts on the first sale. First and foremost, we'll have to look at the language and what they're actually telling us the sale is all about. All right, everyone, you have a chance to get your hands on a fantastic Aviation Heroes map asset tomorrow, Tuesday, 9th July. That's tomorrow, the 9th of July, at 9 a.m. PT, with registration available now. So get in and register if you're interested in purchasing this map asset. These little guys pay tribute to the introduction of private aviation in the game and have some really unique style to them. Okay, we've already seen something that looks a little bit like this in block sport form. We already, here's my little harken to the past. We already had our our little wizards, right? We have our wizards that help commemorate new things. We had a wizard for aviation. That's kind of cool. Some people say it looks like he had something in his hands that wasn't a propeller, but he was obviously holding a propeller. I mean, that's what it was. There's no other explanation. There's no question about what he was doing there. Just holding on to that propeller. But we already had that. We had the heads. We had the Transformer heads. We had all that. We all had all that. But we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again because I guess not everyone got what they needed. Upland wants to sell some map assets. Let's take a look at the sale. Let's see what the price is. Let's see if it's in Upix. Fingers crossed, but I know the answer already. Check out the full details here. Let's take a look at that Medium article. Again, the Medium articles are where we continue to see all of the major announcements in Upland, where they continue to show up So let's take a look at this announcement. Aviation Hero map assets commemorate private aviation in Upland. Okay, we can do that. Aviation Heroes. As we begin to wrap up Genesis season, we are, reminder, wrapping up Genesis season. It's 626 again with a helmet. Let's take a look. Maybe Stitch with a helmet. Maybe a season dedicated to celebrate the arrival of private aviation in Upland. Well, it's not really. That's not what Genesis season's about. Genesis season is about all the things that are to come in Upland and celebration. What has happened? Yes, one of the announcements this year was about aviation, the game of Upland, but a season dedicated to celebrating the arrival of private aviation in Upland. I don't know if that was the only core thing about Genesis season this year, because Genesis season had to highlight a lot of things, and that's the UGC element. I think that was huge. I think the improvements and focus on UGC is huge. It's huge. It's a huge focus of the year. Let's celebrate that. Well, I guess we're celebrating private aviation, which we don't have yet, which we won't have for a bit probably. We've had the first private aviation or private airport terminals sold to be in a bundle sale. So people had those who got lucky and got those out of a bundle sale. We also know that we have some people who already have passes. Congratulations, Robs. Some people who already have passes to get some of the first airplanes in the game of Upland. That's exciting. We'll have airplane sales in the future. We're almost out of Genesis Week. I don't think we're actually going to have a Genesis airplane sale before Genesis season ends. I don't think we're actually going to have the ability to fly into a private aviation yard or airport. Good to see an agency during this season, but at least we get to have one more sale related to aviation. Here we go. The exclusive collectibles pay tribute to the essence of private aviation. Upland are an opportunity for enthusiasts and collectors alike. Again, I mean, I think we've seen this character already, this little bug-eyed mask here with wings on. I don't know how tightly, if it's for me, how tightly it speaks to aviation as it does, a winged minimalist superhero. I don't know. But again, I don't dislike these sales. I love when they're in optics. I love when they're an opportunity for people to use their optics in a different way. Let's take a look at the sale. With limited time sale, you can acquire an Aviation Heroes map asset, adding to the excitement. The special collectible golden map asset is hidden within these purchases. Again, the pack hit rarity. The idea that you buy the bundle, you might get something great, you might get something good, you might get the average. And again, this is just the average or something special. Registration starts Monday, July 8th at 9 a.m. PT. Look at that. It is going now. Sale starts on Tuesday, July 9th at 9 a.m. PT. Quantity available is 110 of these available. They are $12 a piece. Oh, $12 a piece. That is not an UPX sale. That is a USD sale. Look at that. 10, again, of these are gold. 100 are the silver. That's a total of 110. That means just under 10% of these are going to be gold. That's not a bad pack hit rarity. A 1 of 10 on a map asset. It's relatively rare. They're keeping the numbers down to 110 as opposed to 300 of these map assets. There's not 3 different bundles of these map assets to buy. That's nice. Nice to see that that's the case as well. So I'm not too depressed about that. But again, a map asset sale in USD, playing that $12 price point, not having an UPX equivalent or UPX option. Don't miss the chance to collect and commemorate private aviation in Upland, and who knows? You might just be lucky enough to find a unique golden aviation. Let's be clear. Unique generally means 1 of 1. We do have unique things in the game of Upland. Our totems, one of the best things I think that Upland did with totems, and I really like this. One of the best things Upland did with totems is every single totem is unique. It has a different combination of traits or attributes. No other totem is exactly the same. You can have similar or the same attributes on multiple lifestyles or multiple styles or multiple life forms. You can have a cheetah that has all these. You can have a toucan that has all these, but you can only have one toucan that has all these things over here, which is pretty cool, which is very cool if you ask me, because you have to kind of play with that totem, and there's a little bit of titration. This one might feed a little differently, and the schedule's a little different here, and the penalty is different for missing feedings, and it's very cool. It makes them unique. If there's 10 of them available, they're not truly unique, but they are rare. So there's the rare version, which is the gold, and then there's the more common version, which is the silver. And I like gold. I like gold as much as the next person, so I can't hate on them making the rare one gold, and not at all. Happy collecting and good luck. Again, these are fun. These sales are fun. I like UGC map assets. Price points are all over the place. UGC map assets, the price point consensus in USD, it's kind of in that range or a little lower, especially with rare map assets. That price point isn't too crazy. Having it in USD only and not having an UPX option, still looking for those UPX options, still looking for those opportunities to buy things in UPX. The last couple of UPX opportunities we've had things to buy in UPX, you had a much larger USD contingent of sale next to it. You had where the premium stuff was all in USD, and there was a more diminutive operating opportunity in UPX. I'd love to see those UPX opportunities continue. And this was an easy opportunity to do an UPX sale, because this is not something that is integral to the game of Upland. It's not something that ties directly in the game of Upland where it's necessary. It would be nice, something frivolous to eat up a little bit of UPX and people to put a little bit of UPX out there. And we know that as we are headed into a new city, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea on Upland's part to have a little absorption, have a place where people can spend some UPX, and theoretically have to look at other ways to generate UPX between now and Paris, which we all assume is the next city. We know it was announced that was going to happen. We know we're not far from the Olympics, which are going to be held in Paris this year. And everything is right for Upland to surprise us the next week or week and a half with an announcement that Paris is dropping soon. They could surprise us and not have Paris drop until considerably after the Olympics. It's possible. We've seen things happen both ways, but everything is there that is possible to get the Olympics here shortly, or get the city of Paris shortly, so we can have some commemoration of the Olympics. And if that's what's going to happen, which, like I said, very well may, if that's what's going to happen, then sucking up some UPX wouldn't have been a bad idea here. Cross-city collections. This is a concept that people have had for a while. These idea of being able to have a collection in between cities. Upland talked about this a long time ago. And one of the things that people really liked is, you can have a museum collection. It could go between multiple cities. You could designate so many museums between each city. And you could, if you've got one museum over, which I own a museum in Detroit, and if I owned a museum in Manhattan, if I own a museum in say New Orleans, I could put them all in cross-city museum. That would be cool. We talked about that. Upland talked about that way back years ago, that being the potential long-term. We also talked about the potential as a community of seeing where we could do things where we could do, a spirit of a city for each of these cities, where there's a different type of collection, spirit of blank city, and you have the ability to pick and choose between different cities. If you have a special property, for example, a music property in Nashville, or a music property in New Orleans, or a music property in, dare I say it, I'll say it, in Kansas City. These are all cities that are really famous for history and music and recording, and having strong presence there. It'd be cool if you do a cross city for music for the three cities, one out of each, pick and choose, boop, boop, boop. Those have been really cool cross city collections. This is a little different. This is an idea we already kind of have. We have these international collections that are kind of already out there. We can take a look at what they look like, but it's just more opportunities for people who are starting to collect properties and having an incentive to have properties in multiple cities, which I think there's something Upland needs to do more of, and I appreciate that they're doing it now, because it is this idea that people have been encouraged to do things in a small place, in a location, and now Upland's saying, "Hey, get out and travel, go to new cities, buy new things, go to the next city and mint in the next city." Where we talk about localization being really important, Upland also wants to look at diversification as being important, encouraging people to be in many places all at once, encouraging people to buy that next property in, oh, I don't know, buy that next property in the new city. Maybe Paris, maybe that's the next city. Where you're getting the idea of getting in a plane, doing some travel. There is a benefit to the economy for people traveling. It is kind of a OPEX sink as well, encouraging people to travel a little bit, decreases their OPEX balance, decreasing their OPEX balance, encourages them to, find ways to get more OPEX in their account. Well, here we go. Exciting news. Cross-city collections are back in Upland, and now they're permanent. We've had some cross-city collections in the past. We have some right now. These are additional cross-city collections. Let's take a look at some of the ones that also exist in Upland. We'll take a look in just a minute. Enjoy a one-time UPX bonus and a 1.3x yield boost with collections like World Traveler, Eastern Nomad, Western Nomad, and Central Nomad, launching in the next few days. I want to say these Eastern, Western, Central, Nomad, they should have put a little bit different language in those titles because they're a little bit misleading, because we have many continents represented in the game of Upland now, or we're growing in the number of continents we have represented in the game of Upland right now. We have many countries represented in the game of Upland now. When they talk about East, West, and Central, that's not really an international collection. We'll get into that and we'll take a look at what these actually mean. Again, these are launched in the next few days, but there is, alongside this, kind of paired announcement. Starter bundles available soon. Introducing the new starter bundle for just $23. Get 3 properties with a 7.5%, not 75%, 7.5% chance of a premium property. What's a premium property? Let's read the announcement and see if we get any details. No registration is needed. Available in the store soon with an initial release of 1,000 bundles. Okay, 1,000 bundles, $23 each, $23,000 in revenue. However, we don't know what the linkage between the UPX value of those properties in there. We'll take a look and see if those announcements, or that is built in the announcements. Expand your Upland empire today. Starter bundle, expand your empire. Okay. I think maybe it's start your empire if they're a starter bundle, but get the idea. I do like the idea of Upland putting together these bundles that encourage people to buy a bunch of random properties. Number one is, in these starter bundles, Upland can and does take properties that people might not be minting, might have the opportunity to mint. And sometimes they can bundle them and package them and give you a little discount in doing so, especially with the starter bundles. What I think the target on a starter bundle should be, and can be with Upland, is somebody who's coming into Upland for a non-property related reason. They find they have a need to have properties in the game of Upland. They don't know where to mint, what to buy. They want to just get 3 properties that are in Upland in some way. They might want to get a little bit of discount. They don't have UPX because they haven't had an established account. They haven't been making UPX. Buying UPX is 1,001 USD, which is the continued argument to have UPX continue to be 1,001 USD, is that there's a barrier to pick up UPX when you first come to the game. That barrier is $1 to 1,000 UPX. If you want to enter the Upland marketplace with USD, you can. You get a little bit of a discount with these bundle sales, hopefully a little bit of extra value in these bundle sales. I think Upland has shown that in some cases they have offered pretty decent value in these USD bundle sales. And you have the opportunity to come in with USD and buy from the secondary market. Once you get an account slightly established, once you're an Uplander, once you get out of Visitor into Uplander, you can go spend USD and buy properties from other Uplanders in the game of Upland for USD. And yeah, you don't need the UPX. You just come in with USD, you enter the ecosystem. And why might people do that? Why might people want to have a quick ecosystem introduction or quickly get in? Because they're coming from, you guessed it, coming from an outside environment like just having a crypto, aka Sparklet. Sparklet to Upland player. That's the way the airdrop's supposed to work. That's a little bit how it works. If you want to take your Sparklet out of the game of Upland, you have to use your Sparklet in the game of Upland. And to use your Sparklet in the game of Upland, you have to establish properties. And the Sparklet that you get as of right now, the sparklet you get from an airdrop cannot be instantly transformed into UPX. There's no way to do it. Short of staking. So there you go. There is an option out there. We know our Spark markets do work well. We know that we have a couple different environments that are out there. There are a couple different sites that do it. There are a couple different companies or organizations that allow people to rent out and rent their Spark. So you could always do that and get some UPX. But if you really want to get the opportunity to take Spark whatever out of the game, you do have to play the property game. You have to play the property market. You have to buy a property. You have to develop it. But you'll use your Spark for a bit in the ecosystem. If you really want Upland and let you take that Spark back out again, you have to use that Spark somewhere. And if you do it in a staking market, then you're making UPX along the way. Now you have UPX. What are you going to do with UPX but spend it on the game of Upland? So it's kind of a cyclical, a little bit of a cyclical idea here at this point, where we are encouraging people who are coming in specifically for the Sparklet token, which, yay! Looks like it's probably going to be happening later this couple months in the end of summer. That's what Upland said at Genesis Week. Again, I think there was a question mark on there, so I think there's still some uncertainty. But I want to be really clear. We're getting later into July. We're not that late, but we're getting later into July. I still want to say we're early summer because I feel like I only have so much summer. I like summer. We get dark here early in the fall. It gets cold fast in the fall. I'll take as much summer as I'm going to get. But realistically, we are cruising down through the summer. We're getting towards a third of the way through the month, through the season. And then we're going to start crawling into the late summer. Late summer is going to be the middle of September. We might be less than 2 months away from having Sparklet as a token release, which is kind of exciting. And again, that is the argument. That is part of the use case. The next Sparklet airdrop, which hopefully happens soon. Sparklet airdrop, which hopefully happens before, obviously, the token hits, the Ethereum ERC token becomes available, before it becomes exchangeable, before it becomes swappable and on other markets. Hopefully we do have another airdrop opportunity, fingers crossed, and seeing how that runs through. And with that, let's get those people in the game of Upland who are coming in just for those airdrops. So we'll take a look at those, and hence having another reason or another excitement for utilizing properties, random properties people have. Why have these random intercity collections? Because we're giving people intercity properties. And I say intercity, meaning multiple cities. They're going to have a property in one city, another city, because they bought a bundle, which kind of disperses where their properties are. And if Upland's dispersing where people's properties are, it's a way of allowing them to make collections with them, even if they don't have a lot of properties in the same cities, which would have allowed them to make collections under the standard guise under what we've done in the past. We're thrilled to announce these cross-city collections. They're making their triumphant return up, and again, we'll get into the other collections that we do have. This time, again, they're here to stay. Previously, we unveiled a temporary Genesis Week. These collections will become a more permanent fixture in Upland. Again, there are some existing intercity collections. They are really about specific regions as opposed to portions of the United States, but we'll get into that. Each cross-city collection will carry a one-time UPX bonus and a 1.3 times yield boost, making them a valuable addition to your portfolio. Get ready for launch over the next few days and watch for these exciting collections. Again, this isn't really a way to add value to specific properties. Collections already exist. It's a way of taking properties that you own that don't fit in other collections and putting them into a collection. Again, if you are new to the game of Upland and you have 7 properties and you don't have more than 2 in any one city, this is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity for you to put some of your properties in a collection. 1.3 times earning. That's not bad. Not bad at all here. So we have World Traveler, a property in 5 different cities. So you have to have 5 different cities, one of each of these cities, and then put them all in one collection. We have Eastern Nomad, own 3 properties in different cities on the east coast of the United States. Western Nomad owned 3 properties in the 3 different cities on the west coast of the United States. And the Central Nomad owned 3 properties in 3 different cities in central USA. We did this before where Upland started telling us what regions some of these properties were in. And this is an interesting concept where we can break down properties in the game of Upland by regions as opposed to just what country they're in. We've done this before. And again, maybe Upland does this more as we have more cities, as we have maybe new aspects of the game, layer 2s. Maybe there's ways that bunches of cities can compete against other cities. Maybe there's ways we can organize tournament brackets based on the cities where people have their residence. That would be cool. Maybe that's the case. This is all speculation. This is all potential. These are all things that could happen later that aren't necessarily going to happen, but it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for, again, Upland to continue to capitalize on new and expansive ideas. And with that, Miles wants your expensive ideas. We'll get into that. Starter bundles incoming. Again, these bundles are $23. There's a 7.5% chance of receiving a premium high-value property. There's no registration. They're just there. You go buy them if you want them. USD, jump in, buy them. Once you complete your purchase, the properties will be delivered directly to you. Again, no more of this reserve properties travel in mint, which we had in the past. It shows up in your wallet, ready to be added to your growing empire. The starter bundle will be continually replenished as they sell out, ensuring you'll always have an opportunity at these valuable starting points for new players. Coming into Upland, again, this is about players who were brought into Upland for one reason or another. They show up new tomorrow because they got some sparkling in the last airdrop, and they're trying to establish themselves in the game because they're trying to convert that sparkle back out, and they have to establish themselves one way or the other, and this is one of the ways they can do it. Get ready to being ready to be added to your empire. The starter bundle will be continuously replenished. Obviously, the 1,000 that get started, the new ones can come in. New ones will come in, and if they don't sell out quickly, they won't get replenished quickly. That's simple. We're excited for the continual evolution of Upland. Stay tuned for more updates. This is something that Upland's already done. Upland's done these in Ethereum. Upland's doing these in USD. They're going to always have some inventory of these. They're always going to have some of these available in the market as new players come in, and they are trying to, get a foothold in the game of Upland. You can always spend some USD and do so. Get this up. Oh, that makes more sense. Pop that in there. And again, as we continue to see Upland bring in these new players, I think that it is nice to have a way to engage those new players. It is and possibly will be. No guarantees, no real major speculation that this is the case, but it is possible that we talked about this idea of, giving people UPX in the door, and, you can't really get started in the game with 5,000 UPX. So are they going to just start giving people 10,000, 15, 20,000 UPX? Or are they going to give them multiple pathways to slide in? Are you going to be able to come into the game of Upland, have a reason to come into the game of Upland, participate in Upland without owning a bunch of properties? And then when you choose to come into the game of Upland with properties, you spend some USD and you get in, or you go buy in the secondary, or you build your UPX value doing other things in Upland, and you build your UPX value doing other things in Upland, and you use that UPX to buy in or mint in a new city. So those are all possibilities, and the US buy-in is just an option, and it's one that some people would probably take. Some people would probably say, oh, $23 rather than playing this mini game for 3 weeks and building my UPX balance slowly but surely, a little bit along the way, building it up, and then eventually buying a property. It's easier to spend $23. Buy 3. Maybe I got lucky. I don't know what I'm going to get, but that's, a grab bag, lucky dip. Put your hand in there, pull out what you pull out, and now that is your beginning of your Upland empire. Let's take a look. I do want to look at something real quick. We'll look at our collections. Here we go. A collection in the game of Upland. If I go to any city, I'm going to Ooh, Los Angeles. If I go to any city, I'll see I've got some collections that kind of carry over between all my cities. International Nomad. Here's my International Nomad. That is always the case between all my cities. There we go. I got three properties in my International Nomad now. That's kind of cool. There's my European Nomad. Look at that. It's pretty cool. The South American Nomad. That's pretty cool. So those are already part of the game. This is kind of a little bit of a different idea. This idea is regionality within the United States. That's fine. That's cool. I could see that there's certain players who are drawn to properties in the United States. It's also nice to have new collections. And here's the real fun thing. Here's the real fun thing that I've noticed. We've had a bunch of these bundle sales, and these bundle sales are distributed throughout cities in the United States. So if you're buying properties through these bundles and you're not minting in cities coming in new, and your only property in Kansas City is because you bought it in a bundle, perhaps, now you can use that Kansas City property to go in a collection. You can't put it in any other collection unless you're going to put it in your newbie collection, which is one property in one collection. Unless you're going to do that, then you have to put it in one of these intercity collections. So that is a possibility. That is a reason. That is a justification of having these types of collections. And again, the European Nomad was encouraging people to own own properties in multiple cities in Europe. The South American Nomad collection, again, encouraging you to own multiple properties in South America, grow your collection as you went. And the International Nomad, obviously, just properties in different cities internationally, in different cities in different countries. It's pretty cool that we had these. It's quite cool that we have these in the United States now. And again, why United States? Again, that's where the bundle properties have been coming from. It's a way of giving a collection to people who may not have 3 or more properties in a single city. I'm all for it. I think it's a great idea. The bundle sale on properties, I think there is a reason to have it. I would like to see the price point and the value be there. I really like to see price points and values stand proud. And I want to see if I'm paying in USD, maybe just maybe I got a little bit more than if I went and tried to go buy that in UPX. Again, I know that Upland's not going to do a lot of bundle sales in UPX where you pay 100,000 UPX and you get 140,000 UPX worth of property. Mint, I don't think Upland's going to do that anytime soon. But if you spend $100, maybe your mint value on your property is at least 140, 160, 180,000 UPX. That would be nice. Again, considering the difference between the markets between the USD and the UPX side, would be nice to see some extra value given to people when they are buying in USD. So that is kind of cute and kind of fun there. And I do want to say this because Upland did officially announce this kind of over the weekend. This is kind of fun. We lost one of our 3 neighborhoods, which was Ethereum only. I was on with More Cheese, and we discovered this. This happened live during the show on Friday in More Cheese in the Metaverse, where one of these neighborhoods got sold. It was there at 1 second. We're looking in Upland. We're shooting around. We're looking at this market and that market, and Cheese is getting squirreled, or she's squirreling me and says, go and check this property, or go and check these map assets and see what they're listed at. Go check these legits, see what they're listed at, see what the bottom of the market is. And then all of a sudden, boom, we go back and we log back in and we hit this main page in the store, and we see that we have the neighborhood in Las Vegas sold out. And again, this is kind of cool. This is this idea of bundles. It's a pretty big bundle because it was almost 7 Ethereum. Not cheap, not a cheap bundle, but you're buying an entire neighborhood. You buy every single property in the neighborhood, and with buying every single property, you get a little bit of bonus in control over what that city is going to look like. Hey, good to see you, KO. So actually controlling what that city is going to look like, inclusive of some special structures or special buildings that may be locked to only that neighborhood, which would be very cool. So that did happen on Friday. We did notice it. We did see it. And I say we, More Cheese and myself, on More Cheese in the Metaverse, her Friday show. But it is very cool that over the weekend, X1 brought it up. X1 saw it. X1 put it out. Hey, yeah, this actually did happen. And I do want to say the other thing. Nobody knew about before the weekend started. Again, we made a little joke on Friday in the Mortgages in the Metaverse. The idea that, are we really having a Spark weekend? We think we are, but it hasn't been announced. And then on Saturday, it got confirmed there was a Spark weekend, Sparklet weekend. No Spark sale. That's an important key thing. We continue to not have sales for these Sparklet weekends. Whether or not that relates to not having a Sparklet sale until after the actual listing of Sparklet, I can't tell you. We got a number of weeks before Sparklet actually gets listed, and it's just one week after the next, without a Sparklet sale. So it's very possible we could get all the way to our Sparklet listing to actually having a token out as a crypto, actually having listings outside the game of Upland. And then after seeing that set up a little bit, maybe then Upland has a public sale. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how Upland ends up doing that. And we still have the opportunity to earn Sparklet now. You can earn it through treasure hunting. You can earn it through the daily check-in. You can earn it through level up bonuses. So continue to earn your Sparklet. You just can't buy it from Upland at this moment. We've been several weeks without having a sale of Sparklet. All right. With that, let's take a look at a couple things that actually are pretty important, and actually we are at the right time to worry about them. So let's take a look at one of the things that I'm glad the question was asked, and I'm glad the answer was given. And here's the answer. The question was, I need to check on my gamified earnings. Yes, you do. Check on your gamified earnings. It is the right time to think about it. The reason why it's the right time to think about it is because many of these earnings options, they can be done. We'll go back and take a look at our gamified earnings. Many of our earnings options can be done in the period of a couple days or less. So if you have 4 out of your 5 and you are trying to make sure you're maximizing, well, not really maximizing. You're maximizing as you do them all. You Uber them all. You do every single one. You go and be a try hard, and you get a little bonus. But if you do 5 or more, you get your multiplier of 3 times. You end up with a 14.7 times annualized dividend, which is pretty good if you ask me. And you keep it up. You keep it up. You keep the same annualized dividend that we had 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago. Again, if you're not participating in these gamified earnings, you're losing the opportunity. You're losing the opportunity of having that multiplier. You're getting a much lower dividend. You still get a dividend. You just are not considered an active player. So Upland is not extending you the bonus on the dividend earnings. But if I take a look here, I did log in for 25 days in Genesis season. We've had over 25 days. I've logged in every day this month, or this season. 7 days straight, I've done that. Check mark there. That's actually 7 days straight and collecting your 7-day login reward. Minting 3 properties, did that, was there, done. Spawn 5 standard treasures, yep, did that. BE, visit 3 BE shops. Apparently I did that. Good for me. Supporting local meta ventures. All right, and then over here, I did apply my ornament. Get to apply an ornament. Season ornament, have it applied for 21 days. I did that. I was a good boy. So applying that ornament, having it up for 21 days, getting my total of 6 points right now. Those 6 points, my 3 times multiplier by 14.7 times annualized dividend. There we go. That's what we are all after. That's why we do these gamified earnings. And again, some people, the Ubers, the people who want to put the extra work into it, they can get a little bit better than that. They can get their 15.1. But again, that is for those who get everything done along the line. But I do have to go back. Oh my gosh, all the scrolling. Ooh, all the scrolling. Ooh, all the way back. Ooh, all the way back into May, the very end of May, very beginning of June. But wait, where is it? We're almost there. Gamified earnings. We're almost there. There was so much Genesis week this year. Genesis week made us crazy. Here it is, almost there. We skipped over it, and we're gonna find it back in. Why do they have to make it put everything all together so much all at once? Oh my gosh, almost there. Wow. It was too much at the beginning of our Genesis season this year. We had so much with there's our guaranteed earnings. Here they are. Woo! So much with Genesis season this year. We never see that, or most seasons we don't have that much going on, but we really did in the last 3 days of May 2024. June 1st through July 15th, that's our Genesis season. We are almost at the end of that period. We have a week left, so let's see what we can actually do between now and the end of the season. Daily dedication, 25 days, can't do it. If you haven't started it, if you've only logged in 2 days in this season, it's out of there. Consecutive connection, maintain a streak of 7 days straight. Log in today. Keep on logging in. Make sure you've logged in every day, next 7 days. I guess you could do it if you've already logged in today, tomorrow, again, once per day, all the way to the 15th. I guess you could. Mint 3 properties, absolutely, 100%. Go into a city that's not fully minted, mint 3 properties. Spawn 5 treasure chests, absolutely. You can spawn 5 treasure chests for free, 1 each day. Again, resets at 12 p.m. PT. So mint a treasure, or no, mint. Start a standard treasure hunt right now for free. You get 1 free per day. Wait till tomorrow, 1 free that day, 1 free, 1 free, 1 free. 5 treasures free. Maybe if you do the hunt, cost you a little epics to go 7 different properties. Maybe if you do the hunt, maybe you can find some sparklet. Maybe you get a little bit of epics, but it's not a bad deal if you got a little bit of experience with treasure hunting, have it kind of figured out. Meta Adventure Explorer, 3 different BE shops. Boom, do it right now. Easy. Easy to do this one. Easy to do this one. Easy to do this one. Cost a little bit of epics. So we got 3 right now that are pretty easy. We could do this week. Easy to do this one. You have to have already started it at this point. You can't start tomorrow. But you could do this one pretty easy. So there's what? We're at 4 already? Apply the seasonal decor. This is not easy. You have to run it for 3 weeks. That's 21 days. Don't have the time. You have to already have a structure you already own. Not everybody does. You have to have it in a collection area. You have to own a Genesis ornament. You have to apply it 21 days. Again, too late to start that if you haven't started that yet. Master Builder, 5 structures to showcase your architectural prowess. That's not easy. Not easy in 7 days. Economy contributor, burn or exchange 3 items. You can. We don't think we have a burn open right now. I think we could do just open burns. There's things that you could burn randomly. But no, I don't think it's the right time to burn things because we don't have a burn event going on right now. Community grower, referral bonus. That's a tough one for me. I have a hard time being like, hey, come to Upland. You get a 50% bonus. Well, I'm getting a 50% bonus too. But you get a 50% bonus on your buy-in here. Come on in. Come on in. That's not something that I get too much into generally. I love new people to come into the game of Upland. I hope new people come into the game of Upland. I hope they find there's reason and compelling reasons to come in. The Layer 2 community, I think, is welcoming and could bring players in who never started in Upland, never played in Upland. They come into Upland to experience some of these Layer 2 environments and opportunities. I think that's a great thing. But again, me asking people to come in for that referral bonus, not necessarily my thing at this point. I'm not something I'm the best at. Savvy Shopper, buy 3 items from a meta venture to support and engage the community. You can do that. That's not hard. We just got 5. We got 5 you can do. Here's a 6th one. Take 5 flights. It does cost OpEx. Take 5 flights, experiencing the vast world of Upland. We could do those. We could do like 6 tomorrow. This isn't crazy. And some of them are essentially free. Some of them are really easy. Wait a minute. I haven't taken 5 flights? That's insane. I guess I've stayed in the cities I've been in. I had to get in and out of Bermuda. I'm in LA right now. I must have taken 1 or 2 other flights, but no, I haven't gone crazy flying around. This is one of those things I do accidentally all the time. I thought I would be taking 5 different flights over the course of 45 days. I thought that was a no-brainer. Maybe I end up will, but I guess I haven't traveled to a lot of meta ventures in different cities to go buy things. That's kind of one of the ways you get there. And then I would have gotten the buy 3 items, which apparently I haven't gotten to yet. I've sold 3 items. So I guess I haven't bought 3 items from a meta venture. And then what else do we got? Yeah, you would have done those 2 things. Fly around to get to different cities to go buy things. buy those items in those different cities. Oh, and if you visited 3 Block Explorer shops while you're doing that, that's a free one. That's 3 just to try to do one kind of activity. So you do have the opportunity. The hope is not lost. You can still get that 14.7%. Take the time, do the work. Good to see you, Blue. Take the time, do the work, and get your 14.7%. You still have the chance to do it. You still have the time. All right. I want to take a look at one more thing. Again, without getting crazy about it, without saying the same things I've said 7 times, I want to say one thing here. You do have the opportunity to upgrade your totems. All right. This whole economic contrivance, how you like that? It's a whole reason to buy and sell these things. Upwind's built these in such a way that there is a secondary market or a buy trade swap opportunity where people are getting the wrong one. They're getting one that doesn't actually give them as many points as the right one would. Right one, when I say this, I'm talking about totem potions. When I talk about totem potions, there are 2 different types. There's evolution potion. And with the evolution potion, you want to match your totem. So if I've got an evolution totem for a dragonfly, but I want to burn a panda, well, I am going to be in a position where I'm compelled to get rid of my dragonfly evolution potion and trade it for a panda. Pretty simple. So got to find somebody with that panda who wants a dragonfly. I've got a dragonfly. I want their panda. I do that swap. Or maybe I can't find that person. So maybe I go on the open market. I go to sell my dragonfly. I want to go buy a panda for about the same cost. If I can do the 2, maybe I make a little bit of profit. If more people want my dragonfly, then the market's valuing the panda. Maybe it costs me a little more if the panda is higher valued in the market than the dragonfly. Who knows? But I could definitely have that opportunity. Has Miles said anything interesting in the activity feed? That's a fun thing to ask, X1. I did touch on earlier that we was asking us to talk about new cities. But since you're here, X1, and since you asked so nicely, let's go take a look at the activity feed. Maybe he's going to give me extra cookies for let's see. Some extra cookies. Yeah, we did see this one. I think this is the same one. This is the same one about always looking for new and exciting ways to launch our new cities. We're experimenting with different types of city opening mechanics in the future. We want to hear your ideas. Share your comments. Essentially, reply to this post to Miles B. Chain. Put your ideas in. They can be incorporated with our new city openings. We've seen that. We've gotten suggestions in the past that have spawned new things, have brought new elements into the game of Upland. We've seen those a couple different times. This one's from 11 hours ago. It's been reposted a few times. And that's been the one that's kind of popped up there and sat there. I think that's the one you're talking about, X1. And yeah, we did see that. We did talk a little bit about that in the lead-in, that this is something where people have that opportunity. Where people have that opportunity to get in and make those suggestions. No, you're good. You're good, X1. No, that was kind of a lead in, but yeah, I was going to touch on that. But yes, it is a good opportunity to expand the experience of city releases. We've seen a lot of additions over the last couple of years. We've seen the passes be something people kind of like. They do always sell out, so I guess people like them to some degree. Otherwise, they wouldn't be selling out. We have seen that there's been additions to types of contests in the way there's a badge system for interactive minting. We're going to continue to see those things get added, and that's your opportunity to say what you think has always need to get done, but hasn't yet get done yet. So get that snuck in there. And again, without getting negative on it, I'm going to go back, but not get negative on it. This is an opportunity here with our totem evolution to take a totem that you currently own and make it a little bit better. I do want to say this, make this appeal one more time, is you also have the opportunity, if you want to keep the totem that you have now, instead of burning it, because it hurts my feelings to kill a totem. Instead of burning that totem, you have the opportunity to go on the market and buy one on the secondary. And, maybe you do both. Maybe you burn one totem and try to make it as good as possible, and then go buy another totem on the market later. Either way, both work. But I just feel like it's definitely worth noting. if you're putting a lot of effort into buying and burning these potions, if you're starting to see your cost of this rack up along the way, there are opportunities to go and buy totems out on the market. I don't even have totems in any of my map asset shops, but it's worth noting. It's worth noting that that opportunity is always there. Some kind of mystery property. Ooh, Jimmy Jester. If you're watching X1, if you're paying attention, if you happen to be available, mystery property would be interesting. Would be interesting, Jimmy Jester. Let Miles know, and I think that there's somebody keeping track of all of those nice messages and suggestions that Miles is going to get, and is going to put it all together and hopefully investigate what the opportunities to bring some of these new city ideas, city release ideas into the game of Upland. And of course, along the way with these, this is also something where you've only got 12 hours. Yeah, about that. 12 hours until 9 a.m. PT tomorrow. So if you do want to sell some of the potions you've got, if you want to buy them, if you're not sure if you want to burn more potions, go ahead and figure out what you want to do and do it. I mean, just so you know, that timeline, that deadline, it's coming up fast approaching. Always worth it. Always worth the time to reflect, do what you want to do. You could be a short distance from that next position for getting a little better upgrade of your totem. And of course, this sale, I do want to put it out there. I'll promote that it's still there. It's still there. It's still there because, again, they haven't sold out. I had some thoughts about the price pointing for this potions bundle. Not saying don't buy it. I just had some thoughts about the price pointing. And then the evolutions bundle, they're almost gone. There's 48 of them available of 500 at $26.90. If you really wanted to, crack a pack, see if there's an evolution potion in there, take the evolution potion, try to swap it. You still have 12 hours. You can do this. You can go from nothing, not having participated at all, and get a decent upgrade for your totem that you choose to burn. That is still an option. Just wanted to make sure you know it's there and that our time is ticking down to do it. If you haven't taken a chance to do this, we've done a couple of shows where I've went over more of the details, and of course, the announcement, the official announcement with all of the rules and how you participate and how you improve your totem. They are right there for you in Medium. All of Upland's Medium articles, they are organized. You can go in there and look at written by Upland, and you can look at all of these nice articles that Upland keeps putting in. See all from Upland. Look at all these. Oh my gosh, look at so many. Upland keeps putting them out. They continue to be on Medium. Always take a chance. If you feel like you're missing details, take a chance to go to Upland's Medium. Take a look at these articles. Upland's going to be reorganizing these, moving these in a different place. But right now, the place to go when you want to know the details of a new announcement in the game of Upland is to go back to Upland's Medium and go and find the article, open it up and read and find out the greater details if you don't know. So with that, looking forward to being back to the week here, having the team back, having some new things happen in Upland. And again, hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. Look at that. Oh, yeah, it's so cute. Wink, wink, nod, nod, hint, hint. Upland said the city of Paris is coming to the game of Upland. They didn't say it's the next. They didn't say it's coming soon. We have the Olympics 2024 happening in Paris in less than a month. Paris, new city, coming to Game of Upland. The Olympics 2024 happening in less than a month. Short line connecting those two things. So it may be something worth considering. It may be something worth thinking about. I'm looking at my UpX balance and I'm saying, well, what do I do today to have a larger UpX balance tomorrow? I'm not saying, oh, I want to go burn through all my UpX this week. If Upland dropped a sale tomorrow that was all in UpX, maybe I'd burn some UpX there. We'll see. We'll see if they can tease me or tempt me into that. But again, I'm thinking new city. My mind is already there. Keep that in mind. So for tonight, thank you so much for being here on Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT. Go through the daily news, a little bit of context, a little bit of opinion. We can say that a little bit of opinion, but mostly context. We're trying to connect the past and what's happened in the game of Upwind. Different ways to look at opportunities that are in the game of Upwind, in addition to just what's happening as of today, as of tomorrow, and what will be happening to next week. And of course, what will be happening next week. Keep your eyes out. New city may be coming. So for tonight, thank you so much for being here. As always, if you're in the Upland Cafe Discord, feel free to unmute your mics. The floor is yours.